In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Genius Brain Podcast. We got the very, very special guest. They're going to introduce themselves again.
What up, man? It's your boy, CRIS SOSA. It's your boy, BHAKTI DURAN.
Do you think, right off the bat, do you think CRIS is a hard worker?
Let's get down to the nitty gritty. I think he can be a hard worker if he's given a certain push or if it's something that he actually likes to do. If he's yeah.
That was a good answer.
It's the truth.
That was a very truthful answer. It's very truthful answer.
What do you say? How do you retort?
I concur.
I concur.
I agree. I ended up putting myself, I have this thing about myself that since I was younger, I didn't like doing things with groups. I like doing shit myself. I liked, I know how I see it and I know that I would kill it. Even projects in school, I
said fuck group projects.
Yeah, man. And because I wanted to do it myself and I wanted it to be badass and I liked the attention that I got of yo, you did that? I'm like, yeah, I did that. I was just like that. It was my ego, man. I just wanted to do shit myself. And even when I made the decision to start making sketches and shit on YouTube, I started making sketches back when Niga Higa first came out, Timothy Delgado. I was a fan of Timothy Delgado when he first came.
You were doing sketches before I was.
Fam, 06, 07.
Oh, that's before me.
Doing sketches, man, with my brother. That we're the OGs. And then even with JK Films, bro, I was watching Joe and Bart make these sketches. There's a sketch that they made that was they had a dojo and they were training.
Oh, you talking about Daniel and Samuel?
Yes, sir. And that one inspired me to make my dojo master SOSA whatever sketch of trying to teach discipline or all these things, and because of them, I just got I got discouraged because I was watching Tim's content and JK Films, their content started getting better, video quality. They had mics. When I saw there was a guy that had a boom. Mm-hmm. One time there was an outtake, whatever, but I saw that they had a guy on sound, and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah,
because all I had was a camera that was just a straight up digital camera, but it had a video feature on it. It was a little Sony little digital camera that was it was back then it was 9 megapixels, it was
whatever shoot.
Yeah. And so I would use that to make my sketches. And then I had a tripod. That was my biggest production thing. I had a tripod so I can click record and walk in front of my camera, And so...
Isn't that crazy, though, how back in the day when YouTube was starting and it was going to that transition, it was about high-quality shit, but now the worst quality shit does the best. It's just on the front end of your camera, and that's the content that does way better than high-production quality shit.
Easy.
Nobody wants to see that shit.
Easy. Any day,
Isn't that shit
bro.
fucking wild?
Yeah, man. And even Kev on Stage, for instance, he... Not saying his content is trash. His content is fucking
his content
brilliant.
is great, but his video quality is trash.
Well, yeah, because he says he is actually determined to show people that he has made his whole career based on off of his phone.
It's amazing.
And he is committed to it. He makes content every day. He floods content, and his podcast recorded on the phone. His split screen recorded on the phone. Yeah. Everything off of his phone. The only thing he did was buy another phone so that he can have two angles or multiple angles. But and then he has this guy or the homie Josh Gans to where the premium content that gets the great
he's
quality.
nonstop working, man. Bro. It's funny because when he came on to my podcast, I got put onto him by Tim. And I was like, yo, this guy's fucking funny, man.
Yeah.
He's just being himself. He's just really good at this shit.
Yeah.
And he came up to me, he's like, yo, man, I'm a big fan of you. I was like, of me? I was like, what do you mean? He was telling me that when he used to work at a bank, he used to watch my shit all the time.
Nice.
And then he got sad when I switched over to a podcast because I stopped doing the videos, my vlogs, where I talk into a camera. I was like, man, you just like every one of my fans, you motherfucker. you know? Yeah. But I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize that, because you don't realize the ripple effect that you have on other people.
Yeah.
Right? Because somebody who liked my content, I'm arguably maybe a bigger fan of him than he is probably of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, I love watching Kev stuff all the
Right.
time. I'm like, yo, this dude's fucking funny. Now he's doing stand-up shows. He's like on his Kevin Hart route on a
Man.
smaller scale, but he has that same Kevin Hart hustle
It's coming.
where it's not about perfecting your craft per se in that type of sense, but it's about perfecting your craft, but he doesn't hold things precious to him. He goes, if I stop working, I stop putting stuff out, people are going to forget me.
Yeah.
Which is true. That's what happens.
Right.
And I admire that shit so much because he understands that everything that he puts out is not going to be a masterpiece.
Yeah.
But nobody's expecting that out of him, right? They just want to laugh and they just want to hear what he has to say.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, man. I think that's like so dope about him, man. He has that quality, and then like even going to him about like advice, because he's the homie, man. You can call him up if he's free, because the man's always doing something, but he'll always chop it up with me. But the moment I find myself, same thing with BHAKTI too, but the moment I find myself giving an excuse, talking to Kev.
Don't do that.
I'm like, yo, because I'll be like, I know, but it's just like whenever I go home and I don't have the time, and I cut myself off because I'm like, Kev has a straight up family.
He got a family.
He has
bro.
a whole family, and he's a straight up family man.
Yep,
like
loves
this
his
guy's
kids and his
always
wife.
around. Yeah, bro. Like going to all the soccer games, taking them to school, and all, but he just found a way to manage his time to where I remember when we were at All Def. We were watching his schedule. He would, on his way home, on the way to work, he dropped the kids off. On the way, he's like an hour or something commute, right? Going all the way from Reseda all the way down to downtown. He's on live. He puts his phone on the windshield and he's on like a Periscope talking to those fans. He has his 95 crew, which is now the stage crew. Shout out to them. But he's building that engagement, comes to work at All Def, so it's like a fucking playground. You're creating content all over the place at All Def. Goes home, on the way home, gets back on live. Goes live again, goes home, makes a piece of content, does a split screen, and then family time. Does the same shit again.
I can't live like that.
And he was doing that for like 3 years, bro, straight. I was like, bruh. So there's like no excuse. I can't come up with shit to talk when I'm talking to Kev.
That fool makes me feel guilty for jacking off. It's like, damn, I took the time to touch my dick, and Kev would not do this.
Yeah.
You know what Kev would be doing? Kev would figure out a way to turn that into a sex tape and sell it. That's what Kev would do, dude. Kev on Dick Stage or some shit, dude. Kev is that dope. He is that fucking guy, man.
Yeah.
And he
It's
watches Kevin Hart shit, and he's like, dude, I don't work hard enough. Oh, that's funny, because I look at your stuff, and I say I don't work hard enough, Kev.
Yeah.
Which is insane. He's like the nicest dude ever, man.
Yeah.
I feel like a piece of shit around him.
Yeah.
I went to church the next day because of him, dude.
Oh man, he's great, bro. And we moved out here the same time. He moved out here a month before I did.
That's crazy.
And I moved a month later, whatever. And we met on Issa Rae's. She was producing and directing a web series called The Choir, and that's how we met, because he was like the in churches they have the dancers.
Yeah.
So he was the prince, the master dancer, right? And then I was one of the prodigy, so I was always right under him, but I was like the teacher's pet to him. And that's how we met. I remember asking him about advice on how to do stand-up, because he did stand-up comedy. I was like, bro, like, how do you like go about like writing a joke and all these things? Like, started from then, and then now this guy's on his 3rd tour, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And he kind of developed his own tour. He didn't wait for somebody to put him on.
That's what it's like, man.
You know what I'm saying?
This guy inspired me. I said, I put out there in the universe, man, I want to do a low-key tour, bro.
Then
Just
what the fuck are you doing? I never see you post it all, right, Bati? You know what I'm saying? This guy right here, I'm so sick of your shit, you lazy little fuck. You know what you need to do? You need to go home and beat your own ass. That's what you need to do. Ain't nobody got time to beat your ass for you, you little fuck.
How you gonna have that 6 tour show, the six city show, if you can't do that? It's a photo, man. It's
See,
a photo.
I like negative reinforcement. It's what I grew up with.
Yeah, it works. It works, man.
Some people don't, but it works for me though. If somebody's like, yo, man, you fucking lazy piece of shit, I'm like, I am lazy. I found it doesn't work for my brother, because I started talking to him like that.
Yeah.
And that fool went into a spiraling depression. And I was like,
yeah.
oops.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, man. No, it's true, bro. Like that's the thing. I really don't like giving excuses. So it's really like I own up to the shit. I mean, obviously from the shit that I've told y'all, and y'all fucking roast me about it. But it's like, hey, it's I'm never gonna give anybody that of like, man, all you do is fucking give excuses. No, man, I not doing what I should be doing. You know what I mean?
It's hard though. I think like Kev is also a very unique human being, specifically because I truly believe when I see Kev, number one, hardest fucking working dude I've ever met in my life personally that I got to know in that type of sense. But also too, he's half artist, half business, right? And I think also his motivation in life is different from us. He has a kid and a family, right? So for us, and specifically you're super young, so it's really hard because you don't really have that crazy monkey on your back, and the level of success that you've had up to this point is pretty fucking amazing. Now it's like the hard part is when you have a life that you've always wanted and it's here, it's like, well, how do I create more when I'm comfortable? Because when you're about to be broke and you have no money in your fucking pocket, it's a different hustle. When you have kids, a family, and you have 3 people at home that are waiting to make sure that you bring home a paycheck so we can live the life that we want to live, it's a different type of hustle. So that's where that motivation starts to disappear. I'm still trying to find that motivation again. Like the amount that I used to work before to how I am now, it's a different game. Right. So the way I used to work before was constant. It was consistent. But at the same time, for me, I didn't have any doors open. Well, now doors are open for me. So now it's a matter of balancing work and then me being happy. Right. Right. Now, mind you, if I had a kid, my happiness is probably in that kid. So all the work that I'll take it. Give me whatever. I'll take it. But right now, because I have options and now I'm trying to figure out what I'm happy and what I'm passionate about, that's where it becomes difficult. For you, if you want to be a major stand-up comic and that's where you want to go, then you have your why for your life. Now it's just all about your how. So your why is Chris Sosa wants to be on the top tier level of stand-up comics in this world. Well, your why is already there, which is the hardest part for most people to find out. Most people don't know their why. If I ask somebody, it's like, what's your goal in life? It's like, well, like I would like to be happy. Cool, that's not a why. What's your goal in life? What's your why? What's your why? You already have your why. So literally 70% of the work is done. Now the other 30% is the how part.
This podcast is brought to you by Skillshare, my friends. If you don't know what Skillshare is, I wonder if you are tackling your New Year's goal to be a better you. Well, guess what? Let me tell you what Skillshare is. Skillshare is an online learning community that offers membership with meaning. With so much to explore, real projects to create, and the support of fellow creatives, Skillshare empowers you to accomplish real growth. Skillshare is also incredibly affordable, especially when compared to pricey in-person classes and workshops. An annual subscription is less than $10 a month. I have been using Skillshare to sharpen up my photography and videography skills because I use that on the daily and I like to learn at my own pace. So a lot of traditional learning, you don't have that. You have to learn when somebody tells you to learn. They give you all these tests. Well, some of us like to learn at our own spare time. And when we have a busy life, we want to be able to pick and choose when we can do it. And Skillshare, with their huge database of knowledge, has got you back, baby. So Skillshare is a proud sponsor of GeniusBrain. Explore your creativity at Skillshare.com/brain and get 2 free months of premium membership. That's 2 whole months of unlimited access to thousands of classes for free. Get started and join today by heading to Skillshare.com/brain. That's Skillshare.com/brain.
So if you now your time should be spent on your how. How am I going to get there? Is it, do I need more visibility? Do I have to collab more? Do I have to hit more comedy clubs? Should I be making more sketches? Should I be doing this stuff? And that's where you really have to find your functioning purpose. And the reason why it's important for people to have a why, because no matter what you do, everything goes back to your why. Every move that you make, you go, what's my why? If it's not fucking with my why, I'm gonna drop this shit. So that's can probably help you get to your motivation. If you know what that why is, you write it down and you start making a move. It's like, is it for my why? Nah, I don't really need it. We move on.
Hell yeah, bro. And I actually like just being, now that I am like by myself, because this is my first time living by myself since I've been in LA. So this is another like transition of like, I'm by myself. Now I have like, all I have is my reflection. It's just like, it's just me and you, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we got to figure this shit out. Like, what are we going to, because, living with BHAKTI, it would be like that, like, yo, let's make a sketch real quick. He'd
start writing at night or some shit.
Yeah, we'd be writing something. We bought a whole case of Red Bull one time, bro, on some dumb shit. We just went to the grocery store to get a Red Bull each, but then, they had like the display of like all the Red Bulls, and we're just like, on the box it said, you could buy the whole case for like $25 or some shit. Some dumb shit. And we're like, fuck it. Again, that's how I am, bro. I just have a fuck it thing where I was like, all right, let's go, let's do this shit. And we just started like, you know, creating and doing that thing. But again, I had somebody there to be like, all right, let's do it. On my own, by myself, you know, I got my personal life that's also something that I'm going through and, you know, getting through that shit and also living on my own. So I'm like, now I got to do regular life shit. I got to like, you know, washing dishes, doing laundry, doing this, cleaning up, you know, take my dog out. I still got to clip my dog's nails. My poor little doggy's nails is like curling under the paws. So I'm like, I got to get my shit together. You know what I'm saying? Even my dog's just like, bruh, what you gonna do?
Looking at his nails, help me, motherfucker.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's like just getting all that shit together. And then 2020, bro, like the fact that like it started off like, you know, everybody has a New Year's resolution. But then it's the fact that it's a whole new decade. It's 2020. It's added a whole new extra like oomph to it, you know? And it was just like, okay, cool. And then I got into a position now where it's like, I got a straight up job. And I was like, damn, like kind of like messed with my motivation, you know what I'm saying? Because now I'm like on a whole full-time thing instead of like, I wanted to push and just do just me. I can't. I got to go clock in. And I got to spend, you know what I mean? But then there goes the whole fucking Gary Vee thing where it's like, who gives a fuck when you get off? What are you doing with the other 12 hours of your day? Whatever, you know what I mean? I'm like, Jesus Christ, Gary, give me a break.
Yeah, and then, you know, it's always going to be overwhelming, you know what I'm saying? No matter what you do, it's just like, at the end of the day, because, how old are you right now?
26.
Yeah, you're 26. I was 26 when I first came here, right? So when I first came here, I was 26, maybe 25. Yeah, roughly around there, right?
Yeah.
Maybe 25, so maybe like a year. Wait, when you came in when you were 25, 24?
When I moved out here?
Yeah.
I moved out here when I was 19.
19? Okay, well, I was here. I moved here when I was like 25, I say, around there, right? I had, I think, $150 in my bank account. Sold everything that I owned. Every Jordan shoe that I wanted, whatever. I sold all that shit.
Yeah.
I had a DSLR camera that I saved up. And then my dad, as his peace offering to me, he bought me an iMac so I could edit my shit.
Nice.
So he was like, fine, if this is what you're going to commit to do, you're going to go and do it.
Yeah.
My first year when I came to LA, my very first paycheck on YouTube, I might even be over exaggerating how much money this was. I think it was $400. My rent was $200. Because my cousin allowed me to live at the place, and he only allowed me to pay $200 to $250 a month for that room.
Oh my god!
So he helped me out.
Yeah.
So I had to do that. The things that I ate every day was fucking, unless he took me out to eat, it was fucking ramen, like Spam, rice, eggs. That's all I fucking ate.
Yeah.
And this is during the time that I was doing those vlogs, like in my room by myself. I wasn't making any money. There was no money to be made at the time. So every time that I spent, and we were just talking about this the other day about the progression of where I started till now. I would be in the room and I would scope through all my old stand-up to try to reconvert it into these vlogs. And I would write every fucking week. And I didn't not post on Sunday for I think like 6 years straight. Damn. Every day, non-fucking stop. If I had extra ideas, I put it in there. I was writing sketches and I was trying to do things all the fucking time. And, you know, the motivation was very different at that point. But I remember at that point feeling like if I don't post on a Sunday, my life is over. You know what I mean? And so if you're already at a point right now where you're 26, which is hyper young, specifically entertainment, that's super fucking young, and you're having trouble finding the motivation, it's gonna only get harder when you actually really do find success. Because when you find success and you're there and you're at the end point and you're actually beyond, I'm actually beyond where I thought I was gonna be at this age. I say this before as a joke, but it's real. Like I didn't even think I was gonna live till I was 30. I thought I was gonna be dead by now. So anything else here is a cherry on top for me.
Yeah.
So now I need to figure out what's my motivation to keep me going. You're 26 right now.
Yeah.
You're not even at your 30s yet, and 30s is still super fucking young. Like I'm 31 right now.
Yeah.
So for you, yeah, 30s is super fucking young.
Yeah.
So it's like for you, I think the what I always like to tell people is like one of the most things that I'm scared of. I think this is like my true fear. You know, fuck being scared of heights or spiders or whatever. I'm scared that one day when I'm about to die, I'm gonna look up and say, "Fuck, I wish I could have done more." That's like my biggest fucking fear because I can't do anything at that point.
Yeah.
Like I look back and I go, "Oh shit." When I was 26 and those times that I was thinking about, I'm not motivated, I can't do this stuff, I wish I would have done this instead. And so that's how I try to live my life right now. Like,
Yeah.
I can't live with regrets. That's why I did the film. That's why I tried doing stand-up. That's why I tried doing sketches. I did all this random shit. That's why I opened up these food businesses, because it's like, this is something I want to do. I'm just
Yeah.
going to fucking do it.
Right.
Whether I fail or not, at least I can say I tried.
Yeah.
Even with acting, I did it for a whole year, right? And I was like, I wasn't really hyper passionate about it. I'm still acting now, but I did it because, not because I am a thespian who wants to fucking act. It's because I said to myself, you don't know when you're on that deathbed if you're going to say, oh shit, I wish I could have acted.
Yeah.
So I did it. So
Right.
I checked it off, and now I can move on for him, or I could still do it, and it's really up to me.
Yeah.
So right now, if you're finding out motivation for yourself, I don't know how you function, if you function like I do, but you have opportunities right now. It's all there.
Yeah.
You know, so do you want to look back and say, like, fuck, Kev told me this, David told me this, I had all these opportunities, but the only thing that stopped me was, fuck, my life is too hectic. Everybody's life is hectic, bro.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody's life is hectic. I've seen
Real
people.
talk.
I've seen people in college. When I was in college, there was a lady. When I was at CRC, it was a community college in Sacramento. There was a lady who was a registered nurse. She wanted to switch careers, but on her off day, she set up her classes. She had 5 fucking kids. No husband. 5 kids, registered nurse, had to go to school, and she aced every one of her fucking classes.
Jeez.
So you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we got excuses, you know.
Yeah, for
other,
sure.
other people have living situations
Right.
where they have to. So we're kind of put into our situation. This is
I'm
only
sitting
the-
here
yeah.
complaining about, I got a full-time job. I got benefits, man. What the fuck? Like, and the thing is like, it's also my thing of like, I like to be able to create at all times, and I feel like when something's holding me back, then I start feeling like, well, fuck it. Like not really like a fuck it, but like, it's like, damn, I wish I could be just doing something else instead of being held into this box. I wish I could be like creating right now. I like being like how like we had this idea for a sketch. Let's go shoot the shit. You know what I mean? I just need one person to be on camera. We could do sound. We could finesse the sound. Like whatever the case was, it was like, boom, I want to create this shit. But do it. And mind you, the job that I have is like a fucking blessing. It's
Yeah.
fucking, it's like,
great.
Yeah, it is. But it's thinking about my why. You know, it's it's like, it's still industry. It definitely is an industry job that does, as far as relationships go, yes, it does help. But at the end of the day, I just always see my why, and I'm always looking at it just like, I have to be able to, in order to get to that next tier, I see it as like a pyramid, and I'm like at like, maybe third to the top, but it's like hella comfortable. You know what I mean? Money's nice, relationships, everybody's cool. Like I can actually live here and chill. You know what I mean? But it's like, I'm just going to forever be looking at the top.
Yeah.
Just like, damn, that would be nice. You know what I mean? And like, I'll never know what that's like until.
I mean, that's stuff to really think about. Like, obviously, there's a point where you have to have your bases covered, right? Because a job pays your fucking rent and gives you steady income.
Right.
And if that's something that you need and you also enjoy it and it feels like a blessing, then continue to do it. But, there's so many hours out in the day. I shit you fucking not. This is not me trying to flex on people about how hard I worked or whatever. It's because I had clinical insomnia. I slept an average of 2 to 3 hours a day up until about a couple years ago.
Really?
Every night, 2-3 hours. That's all I would sleep.
Damn.
I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm actually 13 years old. No, I'm fucking around. Like, I couldn't go to sleep.
Damn.
So like on those off times, like people always say, it's like, yo, Dave, why do you know all this random shit? Because I was an insomniac. All I could do was stay up and read shit.
Yeah.
All the fucking time. That's why when I came on this food show, they're like, why do you know so much about food? I was an insomniac and I love food. So I would just read about cuisine all the fucking time. That's all I would do.
Yeah.
So even on those times, it's like I know that it's I don't suggest people sleep 3 hours and try to learn and hone your craft, but there is a lot of hours out in the day. It's just really about how we utilize it, right? It's like when sometimes when people say like, hey man, I don't really have time for my friends or whatnot. Not that you don't have time for your friends, you choose not to make time for people you don't really give that much of a fuck about. It's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Because if it was your boy, he comes into town, he goes, yo, I'm gonna be here for 5 days. Cool, dropping everything, we kicking it for 5 days.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So it's the same thing with text messages, the same thing with everything else. If you put it in that perspective and then you have that type of mentality for your work, it's like, am I really that busy, or am I just not motivated enough to really put the time into work on this right now? And it's hard in art. Art is very hard to stay motivated, specifically when you're by yourself, because everything is generated from you. And when you're not inspired, you're not living the life that you want, sometimes your art doesn't come out.
Oh, bro. Say that one more time.
Just,
Wanted to sink in.
yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Like, it's very
bro.
difficult.
Man, I have so much art, like actual paintings that are not finished because I get hella motivated to get on it, and I'm doing like this one piece that I'm working on, man. It's one of my best ones. But I get to a point where like it's like I'm working on it way too long. I'm kind of like if like I had a little fuck up, I'm like, all right, let me step away from it. You know what I mean? And then I just never get back to it. I don't feel like that motivation again of like how I felt when I first started. You know what I mean? Like, and I know that it should be like, okay, well, instead of trying to finish the whole thing and think about the end goal, just, work on it for an hour, paint for an hour, and then let it go. And then just do that hour by hour, every day, whatever, and then you'll finish the fucking painting. Yeah. But it's just like, I have a whole portfolio, like, big ass folder of just unfinished paintings that I was going to think about I was actually going to have a whole exhibit called Unfinished Paintings and just show, that shit, you know what I mean? Of my unfinished shit.
And you paint too?
Yeah. Bro, man, that's what I'm saying, man. I do a lot of shit. It's just trying to figure out which one I should put more attention to, because I do a lot, bro. I like it.
You can't be a jack of all shits though. Like, that was the hardest thing that I had to learn, because when I first started doing YouTube, so I used to have a music channel before the one I had now. I don't even use it. It's dead now. Prior to me doing David So Comedy, I actually had a music channel. It was called like Acoustic Soul, right? That at the time for YouTube, it had like 200,000 subscribers. That was like having like 3 million followers now.
Yeah.
The equivalent.
Oh, for sure.
I chose and I had a point where I was like, listen, you can't be a musician and do comedy at the same time. You could come back and tackle music after you feel like you've accomplished one. Yeah. I deleted that. I deleted that channel. I had 200,000 followers on that. I deleted it. And then I started up David So Comedy, because I had to make a choice. I was like, you can be mediocre at 5 different things, or you can be great at one thing. So I deleted that channel.
Yeah.
That shit was fucking hard. Yeah. I was like hovering over, just not being able to do it for the longest time. That channel I completely deleted, and I took away all the content, because I said, like, you dip your hands in too many things. This is what I do right now, but I have the luxury to be able to do this right now. Not when I was younger, when I first started off, because my time would be split into trying to master 2 or 3 different crafts. I wouldn't be getting anywhere. I'd be swimming in circles.
Yeah.
So if that's your problem right now, when your foot is barely in the door, you really do have to focus on one thing. That's my advice. Maybe people can do other things, but Jamie Foxx said the same thing, right?
Yeah.
He had to tackle one thing, and he did music after.
Yeah, because he really wanted to do music. That's it. And then it was the comedy that catapulted him to be able to be in a position of like, all right, I'm gonna throw parties. And he had his own studio in his crib. And then when Kanye was there, Jay-Z and them were there, Kanye had a song for him ready. Boom, knocked it out. You know what I mean? I've heard just Jamie's story so many times, but I love it though. But it's like, that's what he said though. It's like, I ended up doing music way after, because he was like, I couldn't be doing Wanda and then they try to take me serious as a singer. He wanted to be a sex symbol R&B singer. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, nah, you're Wanda. You know what I'm saying? So, I try to, I think about that all the time. Am I doing too much? And like you said, being mediocre and all these things. So it's like, which one do I pick? Comedy so far, stand up is like my main one that I feel in control about, because in acting, it's a waiting game, or it's like, it's not even personal.
Well, let me ask you this then. Where do you feel alive the most, right? Because I don't really pursue stand-up anymore, because after I did a couple of shows not too long ago, killed the set, people were dying laughing, I walked out feeling empty. I was like, this doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I kill the set or not. It doesn't feel that great.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm an amazing stand-up comic, but I did really well that night. And I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, stand-up's not for me as of right now. It
Yeah.
might come back later when I'm a little older or something like that. But when I'm 31, I'm like, I don't really care about doing this right now.
Yeah.
I'm doing a couple of shows. I'm doing one in Jersey and I'm doing one in New York just to kind of try it again to see if I feel that same way. But I already know that I have a feeling that it might go well. And if it does, I'm probably going to feel the same way. I'm going to be like, I killed it. Cool. Whatever. Move on.
Bro, you're going to end up having like a dope ass fucking special, bro.
I hope so.
And the thing is, it's going to be like the comedy special that's like, you know, hella intimate, you know what I'm saying? You're going to talk the shit that you really want to talk. You're not going to like, yeah, I already see it, bro. You're not going to have any limits. You're going to talk that shit that you really want to talk. And it's going to be no boundaries, and it's going to be a fucking classic, bro.
Well, that's why I like this podcast, because I get to say whatever the fuck I want. You know,
Yeah.
like when I was doing, like JK News is not that platform. Their fans are not made for that. They don't want to hear whatever the fuck we say.
Yeah.
They want us to say what they want to hear. So like JK News fans are some other shit. You know what I mean? So when I left that space and I came here, I was like, oh, I'm back on my own shit. My fans are different.
Yeah.
I'll say whatever the fuck I want. And they'll understand, well, what I say, even though it's severe, it's clearly a joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to finesse it in a way where it's a joke. And even on sometimes with JK News, they're finessing it as a joke. They just don't hear it. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, it's a joke. It was finessed that way.
Right.
Like it was set up perfectly. Most people get it, but you know, there's just people that just want to be negative and shit. But you know, we'll see. It's like if you do stand up and every time you kill a set, you feel like you feel alive, that might be your shit.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't really feel that way about stand up. I don't know what I feel that way about, except for food right now. So that's why I'm tackling food really hard right now. That's the thing that
Right.
makes me happy. When
Right.
people walk away, they drink the drink, they eat the food, and they feel good. It makes me feel good. I'm like, oh, this is where my attention's going to go right now. You know, these things evolve all the time, too. We never know what it's going to be now. 10 years, everybody changes.
Yeah.
But for you, if comedy's your thing and that's your why, then you should be sticking to that.
Right.
Doesn't mean you can't paint. Doesn't mean you can't do anything, whatever you're doing.
Right.
But that should be an ancillary thing. Like, it should be like, oh, I do that when I want.
Yeah.
But you should be focused on that one thing really well, and that's something that a lot of young people have a problem with.
Yeah.
Because it's luxury.
We have so much access, man.
Exactly. It's a problem of luxury, right? That's why a lot of old people say, they go, back in my day, we didn't talk about that shit. It's like, yeah, because you didn't have options, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you were still cooking with wood, bitch. You know what I mean? Like we got this thing, they got
They're
click, click,
going
click,
like
click, 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 you know, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
fucking fire turns on. You were
Right.
over here when fire came on, you were like, the devil was alive.
Right.
Like, so your times are a little different.
Yeah, yeah.
So because of like wealth that we have, options create luxury. Luxury honestly gives us way too much options. It goes back and forth. And now we're thinking like, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this, I could do
Yeah.
that. And it just kind of fucks people up, makes people feel really lost. And it's not even so much that you're lost, it's that you're trying to be too many things at once. You're not lost.
Don't do this.
You're hitting the heart right now.
Don't do this, bro. Damn. David's so right.
I was a youth minister for 2 years.
That's right. That's right.
So what would be like the counter argument, like if it's like it just takes that much longer to get to the same point that you're trying to get to? Let's
Well, the argument is that you're never going to get to that point because you're trying to be too many people at once. You just won't.
yeah.
You might be that dude that's people will be like, God, you were so talented.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
where the conversation ends.
Yeah.
And I say that because I've seen too many people do that around me. So, they go, you were so talented. And the key word is were. Because they tried so hard to be so many different fucking things. They spread
Yeah.
themselves way too thin. They got caught up on some bullshit and they never focused into something that they truly loved and they wanted.
Right.
And they're going to be in that position where I'm scared, where I look back and I go, fuck, I wish I could have done more. And I have a couple of friends like that. There's a dude that I know that started stand-up around the same time that I did. Now, I bombed 1,000 sets too, but he bombed as well, and he just never picked up his pieces after that, right? And even now, he looks back and he goes, man, I wish I was doing what you're doing. Nobody said you couldn't. Like,
Yeah.
you just wanted to do that. You wanted to do photography. You wanted to do all this other stuff, and you never stuck to it. And I arguably think that he's one of the funniest guys I've ever met, hands down.
Yeah.
He just never worked on his craft. He never fucking strapped up his boots and went through having terrible sets, went through a lot of shit, and he just thought that his success was either going to be instant or he went for the instant gratitude and trying different things. Because it feels nice when somebody goes, oh, you're talented at painting. Oh, yeah, you're also really funny. Hey, man, you make great sketches. Oh, you're a pretty cool writer. Oh, you work for this guy? And those little small things start to feel good. And it kind of skews your vision. You're like, oh, maybe I should do this. oh wait, this person I'm dope at this. Oh, maybe I should try that.
That's the bar BHAKTI said. The worst thing you could tell somebody is good job.
Oh, yeah.
Worst thing you could tell somebody is good job, and it's true, man. Like that's another thing too. Like with working out, basically, I would tell Bach or anybody like my close circle, like, I'm not gonna post a picture of progress. I'm not gonna post a picture of like if my abs are coming in and because once I post it, done, and I go back to like that was it. Like okay, here I go, abs. Y'all welcome. Enjoy that. And then I go back to just chilling because I was like, well, they saw what it looked like. You know what I mean? They saw the V. They saw the V.
I'm telling you. Sometimes I'm in the gym. I just look at buff people. I take their headphones off. I go home.
You're done.
You're done. Go home. What are you doing here? Go away.
Right. For real, man.
Stupid buff bitch.
I can't promote. I'll record the footage and I'll have the content, but I can't promote me working out because for me, it's gonna make me stop because it's gonna make me feel like, all right, I showed them that I'm working out, so that's good enough. You know what I mean? I showed them a little progress. We're good enough.
I think you just fall into the trap of just being a talented dude. Like you also box. You had like 60 amateur boxing matches. Like it's you just have so many things you do well, and I think that's like a blessing and a problem. Because it's like
a gift and a curse, man.
You got that Midas touch. It's like, yo, I bet you if I try that shit, eventually I'll get good at it.
I really like that's really.
He said that plenty of times.
I have that thing of like I can do that and it'll be good. And everybody's gonna fuck with mine because I know and that's just how, like you're right. It's just been that way. It's not even about a flex. It's just I know what things work and how creatively though. Common sense. Regular life shit. Yeah, I told my homeboy this one time, and this was like a deep. I think BHAKTI was there. I had like a deep convo with my homie. I was like, bro, like I get everything. I'm very like artistic and like as far as like creatively I get down like creating sketches, painting, dancing, acting, stand-up comedy. Like, bro, I got that. Regular shit, a regular everyday life, common sense, I don't have that shit.
Clipping your dog's nails and shit.
And he told me straight up, he was like, hey bro, that's called autism. I was like, bro, I really opened up my heart. And you're sitting here talking about. He's like, hell yeah, bro. That's autism, bro. Like you got that.
It's like it's not even a joke, man. I'm for real.
Like, yeah, it's like Rain Man shit, bro. Yeah. You don't got all the bolts tight. You know what I'm saying? He told me, he was like, my nephew's autistic, bro. You got that shit. And I was like, okay, bro, relax.
He's just like you.
Yeah, man. So I was just like, I don't know. But I definitely consider that, man, for sure. It's like. It's the people who are really talented, but then they get outworked.
Yeah,
and I've seen that, and I'm actually see
it all the time.
I'm admitting it right now. And this is something that I've felt. There are stand-up comedians that I started with that are definitely outstanding up me. Yeah. I don't know how to say, like they're outworking me for sure. Yeah. And I'm being honest about it because it's like I see it. I see that they were on, this comedy show or like prestige stages, like the Laugh Factory and all those things. Like, why? Because they stuck with stand up, chose
their thing,
and they put the work in. And like you said, I just choose to do like whatever I'm feeling at that time. Like I feel like recording a song. All right, cool. Who do I know who does music? Okay, who do I know who has a studio? Okay, cool. Put me in the booth, and I just like start recording a song. And then I get into this thing of like, oh, bro, I'm gonna start come out, do a little mixtape, and I get into this whole little thing. And then BHAKTI, he just sauced me this today because I had this idea, and he was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, I'm not fucking with it until you post a picture on our podcast. Well, I'm not gonna go there with you.
Like I'm there with you on the idea. I get that. Like I would back you up for that, but it's like you gotta get to the point where I can trust you that you're gonna be able to go through with what you're investing in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. This feels like an intervention, guys.
Feels like I gotta tell you about it, but
yeah. Actually, he hit me up, about to hit me up. He was like, "Yo, can you talk to Chris real quick?" Man, like, put him on the podcast real quick.
He doesn't listen to me that well, so like, I'm like, man,
it's really impressive, man. Because I'm about to put BHAKTI on the spot, man. Because since he's been here, man, he actually it's probably because he went to college. I'm pretty sure he went to college. Stop. But which by the way, did you finish that thesis? Until you finish That thesis. How long you been working on this? Thank you.
It's been like a good 3 years.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I'll post a picture when you finish your thesis. But this guy's work ethic, man, for real. Like he actually gets shit done, which sounds super simple, but like when he says he's gonna do it, it gets it done. He shows up for the podcast and everything. He's always fucking pulling up, and I'm like, damn, that work ethic is something that I'm still finding, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of work ethic. I always go, I'll get it done, and when I do, it'll be nice. I'm always like that instead of just getting the shit done.
Yeah,
just
and
do it.
I'm only saying this to you because I have your exact same habits, right? So it's like I get it done, but how much more efficiently could I have done this without wasting my time, wasting other people's time?
Yeah.
I could have done this. Like it's there.
Please listen, Chris. Please.
You know, like the other day too, I sat down and I was like, I'm gonna rebrand myself. Not in terms of rebrand myself, but kind of put into exact words. It's the same advice that I gave all my business partners when we were working and branding, like the matcha stuff and stuff. And I was like, how come I'm not taking my own advice? Like, yo, why don't you do this? You're going to sit down and knock it out. I wrote 3 words on Google Doc. And then I started watching Don't Fuck with Cats. You know what I'm saying? Like, then I watched the Aaron fucking Hernandez, whatever fucking documentary shit. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing right now? You know? So I kind of fall into these vices as well, right?
Yeah.
But all the difference is between me and you is that I've done the work and I've had the success. You know? So now I'm on the unwind. Now I'm trying to re-grab it.
Right.
So you're not there yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I still have 1,000 miles to go. For me right now, like if people are like, well, David, you still have a lot to go. I was like, based on who? I've already achieved everything I wanted. Like I've had stand-up shows where I had like over 1,000 people there. I knocked those things out a couple times. It felt great.
Right.
I don't care to do it again. I mean, maybe in the future, who knows? I wanted to do a film. I did that shit.
Yeah.
I wanted to open up my own food concepts. I opened up 5. You know, it's like I'm not flexing, but I'm saying like I
flex on them.
Now it's time for me to be like, okay, cool. You got the hard work done. Do you want to relax a bit now?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, do you want to just like kind of smell the roses? That's where I'm at the stage right now. That's why I'm losing this weight because this is the time for me to smell the roses instead of the bacon. So like I've been smelling a lot of bacon. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to lose this weight, get my health back, and then kind of focus on the stuff I didn't get to focus while I was trying to grind out and knock out my fucking bucket list. Well,
Right.
guess what? In my personal opinion, for me, I mean, I may not seem like a lot to most people because people look for high stardom. They want to be in these Hollywood films. I've never had those dreams. I just wanted to help people by making them laugh. That's all my life goal was. That's what I live by every day. This podcast is here to help people out. Stand-up comedy was to help people out. Doing music made people feel a certain way. Everything that I've done up until this point was because I wanted people to feel good about themselves because when I was younger, I didn't feel good about myself. So these are the small goals that I have, and it's just kind of led to bigger things that I expected.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, I say for me on my bucket list, I probably completed about 75% of it. I only got 25% of like personal stuff that I want to do.
Right.
And the rest is just when I have kids, I'm going to give it all to them. And that's about it. You're 26. You got a lot more to go.
Yeah, man. I've always wanted, but 26 sounds old to me because I've always wanted this shit since like 15. And I was like, yo, when I turn 18, it's going to be
Justin Bieber's.
Yeah, no, real talk. It's funny you said that because I used to be a Justin Bieber hater. I actually talked shit about his Yummy track, which really I was just hating. Again, I was hating on it. And I was on another piece of content, so I was really trying to make my opinion sound super thing. But I was like, yo, it's a flop. But I hated on him because my favorite artist, bro, Usher, chose Justin Bieber.
Of course.
And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, my thing was like, I'm supposed to be signed by Usher. So then...
Is Bieber's 26 too?
He's like 24, 25.
Okay.
No, he might be 25, 26. Maybe we may be the same age.
No, he's like 24.
It's Justin Bieber or Biebers?
Bieber.
I've been fucking up his name. It's Justin Bieber.
Yeah, Justin Bieber.
I think I've been doing it with the Asian accent for so long. I don't even remember it anymore. It's Justin Bieber.
Yeah, Justin Bieber.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so yeah, he got
Justice Bieber. All right.
he got picked up by Usher, bro. And he was a kid and he was doing the whole side moonwalk because Usher taught him how to do the side moonwalk. And I was like, I've been knowing how to do that shit. Like I was really hating on this shit. So then I was like, all right, bet. I'm gonna have Chris Brown pick me up. Right, so now I literally made a documentary. I'm gonna bring it back out, but I made a whole documentary of like who I am, what I do, all the different things. I have a boxing section, an acting section, art section, and dance. It's all broken down into 4 sections in this documentary, but it all boils down to why Chris Brown should sign me. Right, and
And then he beat up Rihanna, and you're like, fuck.
Okay, whoa. All right, we're not gonna go there. But
Listen, he beat the fucking shit out of her.
okay,
He did Muay Thai on her face.
I'm sorry, Team Breezy, but I'm still with you guys. All right.
Hey man, he makes great music, but that boy fucking knocked her to another universe. Wagwan, like just.
Hey man, you heard his side, right?
What was his side?
Here it is.
I want to hear his side. I actually never did. Not as a joke.
Oh yeah,
She farted in his face. He was like, "What the fuck?"
No, bro. Like it was, this is all on his documentary that he put on Netflix.
She put his hands on him first, huh?
It was a whole situation, bro. Put his hands on him, and she like grabbed his dick and like tried to like
Squeeze
basically
it?
like, rip that shit off. Yeah, it was a whole thing.
I believe
bit
it.
him. It was like they were fighting.
They were throwing blows. You know what the funny thing is? I did this in a stand-up set years ago.
Which doesn't justify. I'm not
Oh,
saying
no,
like,
there's no justification in her getting
I'm
her
just
face
saying
punched in.
I'm literally just reiterating what he said in.
Yeah, Chris likes women to get beat. Listen, and we're not fucking around. No, but like people were wondering what the other side was.
Yeah.
There's no. I hate it when people do this too. They go, "Why do you need no other side? It's a woman who got beat."
Right.
Well, what if the other side was that she tried to rip his dick off?
Yeah.
Well, nobody's justifying that somebody got beat up.
Yeah.
But we all know what happens in this real world, and you've seen it. That where sometimes certain women, they believe that they could put their hands on a guy whenever they want because they're like, you know what? You're not going to touch me either way. But sometimes you get touched up a little bit, especially if you try to snatch a dick off a guy.
Yeah.
It might happen. I'm not saying it's okay, but it's kind of interesting to know the story. There's no judgment here on my part because I don't know what happened.
Right.
And plus, they're cool now, right? They're friends and shit.
Yeah, I'm sure they're cool.
I think they squashed it.
They actually they dated again at one point. Yeah, they dated again, and then whatever love triangle he had going on, and then they just ended up splitting. But yeah, he'll throw a couple emojis and shit on her page every now and then.
Yeah, I think they're
A little
cool.
reminder of like,
She's
damn,
yeah.
because Rihanna getting a little thick. You know what I'm saying? And I think Chris Brown noticed that, like, oh shit.
Little thicky thick, dude.
A little thick.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had this whole thing of like, yo, okay, fine, Chris Brown's gonna sign me. And then I remember like he performed in Houston one time, and like I finessed my way into like sneaking into the VIP meet and greet, met him, told him, hey man, I plan on moving to LA someday. I plan on working with you someday. And he was like, oh man, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Like, that's tight.
And he socked you up a bit.
I made a, I didn't. And then I remember I designed him and printed a shirt for him because that's when I was running my t-shirt business too. And so I was like, I screen printed a shirt for him, gave him a custom shirt. And then, fast forward like a few years later, I moved to LA and I end up booking this deal where I present Chris Brown his Vivo certified awards for like YouTube type shit.
Wow.
And
did he remember you?
nah, hell no, he didn't remember me. But I told him the story. I told him that, yo, man, I told you that I was gonna,
He's like, that's cool. I don't remember you at all, bitch.
Yeah, and he was like, we're
he started
technically
away.
technically not working together, But it was like, it was still cool. It was cool that I guess that was like a check, you know what I mean? But I still would like to do a little collab, you know what I mean? Like a
So
dance.
you were trying to be a singer.
I was trying to be a singer, actor, dancer. Like I wanted to be all of it. All of it, bro.
Damn.
I still would like to do music for sure, but I have already accepted the idea that I can't sing. I tried.
You went to vocal coaching.
I mean,
and stuff?
yeah, but I know how to hold a note. But the thing is like, if I wanted to sing, I want to be like a badass singer. I don't want to just be getting by.
Yeah.
That was my thing. So I was just like,
What's your favorite Chris Brown song right now?
my favorite Chris Brown song? Oh, damn. What is my favorite Chris Brown song?
Is that puberty Chris Brown or pre-puberty Chris Brown?
I would go with I like Gimme That. And that's not really like a singing one.
I want you to sing it for us right now. I don't know what "Give Me That" sounds like.
Oh no, that's not even a song. That's not even like really like singing. He's just like, give me that. Then you like it when you like what I like. Give me that.
Yeah.
Like it's
That's
that
what it
one.
is,
Like
yeah.
that. Yeah, I like that one because of the dancing. Like the dancing was fucking badass. There was a song like I would really try to sing this song. It was like I should have kissed you or something like that. Yeah, I should have kissed you. And I would really try to be like,
And how
I
does that
should
go?
have kissed you, girl. Like I would really like try. I'm not gonna give you the fucking real one. I'm gonna just keep acting like I'm fucking it up. But
That's smart, man.
yeah, I'm not gonna
Play smart like that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
That's your real voice, huh?
Why am I mine?
He's like, that's his real voice.
I
Actually,
don't get it. It seems like every time. Give me mine and I don't fucking
it's tough, man.
my thing it is, bro, and like I really wanted to, bro, and I was like, and my thing was like I'll nail everything else and then just throw a little autotune on me, you know what I'm saying?
that's what everybody else does.
So I was like, all right, Chris will fuck with me if this is the only thing that I can't really get down. It's not 100%. Like I'll probably maybe if I can get in with like a 60, you know. But I got the dancing down, I got this down, like, yeah, for sure. But then I finally, when I moved to LA, it ended up being about like, why am I trying to find somebody to like sign, like to you know, sign me, or so to speak, you know what I mean?
You made your own path.
Yeah. And I had to, and man, everybody, I remember BHAKTI, a lot of people were like, they supported it. They didn't tell me. They didn't tell me like,
That's dumb.
the fuck's wrong with you? Because I was so driven, bro. You remember that time when I was doing that? I mean, nobody could tell me shit. I was like, Chris Brown's gonna see this documentary. He's gonna be like, where is this kid?
That's the funniest fucking thing in my life. If you met me at that age, I would have threw eggs at you.
Yeah.
I would have thrown a half rotten apple at your face.
I gotta.
Point blank.
I still have all that shit, bro. I'm gonna have to like.
If you would have came up to me like, yo, David, man, let me tell you my dream. I'm making this documentary. It got singing, it got painting, it got dancing, and then Chris Brown is gonna sign me. I was like, remember that one time I slapped you in the face and I threw you over a bridge? It's like, what's that? And I slapped you in the face, I threw you over a bridge. I was like, the fuck is wrong with you, man?
But you see, whenever he does think of something like that, like he does really like get so determined.
Look at that motivation.
See?
Yeah,
That's exactly what you're talking about. When you get hyped on something, you get. That's how Joe is. Joe is like that. When Joe finds a hobby, he hones in so hard. Like he got recently, not too long ago, he's not going to karate anymore, but he got super into karate. This motherfucker was doing karate katas all fucking day for like a year, doing belt tests and all this other shit. And he was fucking Daniel LaRusso in The Karate Kid out of nowhere.
Damn.
So he's like you, where he gets super hyped up about stuff and he hyper laser focus on that one fucking thing.
Yeah. I actually listened to y'all's that episode, man. The 3 simple steps of like success.
Oh yeah.
Oh, bro, that I listened to it last night actually, to be honest with you, because you actually I think you posted it on your story.
Yeah.
Because somebody was like, "This is actually the most important podcast," and then you were like, "It definitely is." So I went to go listen to it, and I was like,
Like, this is real shit.
Yo, this is some real shit, Joe. Because I saw the video that he put out about his class, the thing that he's doing, and I actually wanted to tell Joe, man. I was like, man, he gave so much in that intro video of like, this is why you should take the class. I was like, I basically took the class.
The class is more specific.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it's almost like coming out with a book and then telling what the entire book is about. And I was like, oh damn, like you got people just like motivated and do it. I mean, either way, it would still be a win for him if just that got him
like,
to
his purpose in life is to help people.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And like the hard part is like all this stuff that we said on that podcast. It's enlightening for a lot of people, and sometimes it's stuff that people have already heard. The problem is like the how is the problem,
Right.
and that's where his program really helps, is the how, and it's that one-on-one. Because like I've told people the same advice over and over and over, and the reason why when we talked on that podcast is like, we always talked about people always get hyped up to do something, but they just never know about the execution, right? And one of the things I didn't say on that podcast is what everybody sounds like to me. This is 99% of the population when it comes to achieving something. Everybody always does this thing. They go, "Do you want to try this thing? I would love to." Cool. Why don't you start doing it? Because
already
3 reasons. Yeah. It's always like this. You always have 3 reasons no, but only 1 reason yes.
Yeah.
3 reasons why you can't do something, but only 1 reason why you can.
Yeah.
And that you've already failed right out the gate. Like it's impossible. The first person that doubts you is actually yourself. And when it really requires action and thought, people just don't do it. And that's the hard part, right?
Right.
Because I'm working
Sorry,
with
guys. I'm adding time to my parking, by the way. I know I look like a dick.
He's texting his ex-girlfriend right now. Yeah, he's like, you know what? This guy Dave is the reason why we broke up.
Yeah, man. Let's work it out.
Let's work it out. But yeah, that's the hard part. It's just like kind of getting their foot in the door in the right way. And instead of just getting into it because you're hyped, it's really finding out why you're doing this and then working on the how after. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
That's why I'm always talking about figure out why you're doing something, because you could always go back to it. It gives you laser focus. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know if you have seen that movie, The Legend of Bagger Vance, which is like, that's like the whole theme, I guess, of that entire movie, that you're battling like yourself basically your entire life. I mean, that's like the ultimate thing that at the end of the movie is like the climax that you're, he's trying to get like that last shot, because it's like a golf movie basically. And Matt Damon, he's got like some shot in the woods or some shit that he can't make, or it's like super hard to make or something like that. And his caddy, who's Will Smith, tries to he coaches him up a little bit about, telling him about his insights, like, you're capable of this kind of thing. And trying to get past that yourself, like you're saying, it's like, you're your own kind of like wall, your own demon, your own thing that you're battling your entire life. And that movie was like based off of old Indian proverb kind of thing, which is the old book called Bhagavad Gita. I don't know, which is kind of like Bagger Vance is supposed to be Bhagavad Gita kind of thing. And that's really what it is the entire time. Like you're battling yourself. So if, like you're saying, you're self-doubting yourself, you're already like,
yeah, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You've already failed before you even started.
Exactly.
Because you already had that mindset that you weren't going to succeed. It's such a hard thing for people to get past, right? Also, a lot of people are just afraid of failure. And failure is the best fucking teacher in life. When you fail at things, you don't really go backwards. You actually level up.
Yeah.
You always level up when you fail.
Yeah.
Unless you take that failure and you make the same mistake like a dumb fuck, then yeah, you're back at the same place, you know? But failure is the biggest teacher ever. It's like, I tried this out. I found out this isn't for me. Then you move on. You take those life lessons and you level up in life.
Yeah.
And people are so scared of failing because they think the whole world is watching them. Hey guys, think about it. Nobody gives a fuck about you. You're not that fucking important.
Right.
You're an important person. You're not that fucking important. Which is something you should really think about, because you go out there. Even the other day, right? I'm trying to do this thing where I'm biking now, right? Check it out. Didn't tie my shoes. My shit got caught up in my chain. I flew into a bush.
Oh, damn.
I flew into a bush. People were, dog, you know how, why would it be that I'm in Pasadena, all white people, right? Tell me why. Tell me fucking why the one black dude in Suburban had to watch me go into a bush and go, aha! I was like, why? Why, dog? And I just sat there. I had to sit there with my foot in my fucking bike chain like this, undoing it. And that dude just had to go, aha! I'm like, damn. This is Pasadena. Why did you come out here right now, bro?
That's the perfect balance, bro. Like when everything's going good in life, you're just chilling, you're going bike ride, and then that little like humbling moment of life.
I fell into a bush.
This is reality, yo. This is reality.
It's funny because I felt my laces tightening as the thing was, and all I could think was like, there's nothing I can do about this. I just got to eat shit. And I just fell right into a bush.
Damn.
And that was it. And I just had to get up like nothing happened. I just started cycling off again. That's life. And that's failure, man. It's okay if somebody laughs at you. That dude laughed. What's going to happen after? I'm still alive.
Yeah.
People don't think about the after part of failing. You're still alive. Nothing's going to happen. There's really no... There's no consequence of failing, really, in trying something new. Right? Unless it's like, hey, I'm going to try to get shot in the face and see what happens. That's a little different. You know what I mean? But majority of the stuff that we want to try, there isn't that many major consequences. Unless you really dive deep. Let's say you're working a fucking 9 to 5 and you go, hey, I want to try music. Well, you could do it after work and try that out. But even then, when there's no consequence of trying that out, people don't do it because they're like, oh, what are my friends going to think when I try music? Maybe I'm not a good singer. Or if I go on and sing in front of somebody, they're probably going to make fun of me. They're going to laugh. I'm not that good. I'm not. It's like, fuck, man. Yeah. How do you live in that type of self-doubt? Try it out. If you fail, you fucking fail. That is what it is.
Yeah. That's what it is, right? Too. Like after they fail once, it's like it's so demoralizing to them for some reason. And even if they fail 2 or 3 more times, it's still demoralizing. Then once you get past the point of like failure like 10 times, 20 times, then it kind of like becomes less numbing to you, so you can get over it.
Like acting too. I remember the first time I ever went to my real audition when I got signed, I read this role
fucking hilariously funny. I was so stupid. I didn't realize that the episode was like for like a CSI or something, and it wasn't a funny role. But for some reason, I interpreted in my fucking psychotic head as a comedic role. And then when I was done with the audition, the person looked at me. He goes, "That was a very interesting take. So why'd you go the comedy route?" And I sat there and I was like, "Cause it's not a comedy role.
It's not.
This is a serious part where somebody died in this scene, and for some reason I thought it was funny."
You're reading it like, you're killing me. You're killing me right now.
I went into my car. I pulled the seat all the way back. I laid down and I went, "Fuck!" I screamed. I was mortified. Then I called up my boy Khalif. I was like, "Dog, this is what just happened." He goes, "Hey man, this is acting. Welcome to acting as an actor."
Right.
And after that, I just scabbed over. I was like, "Well, nothing's ever gonna get as worse as that." And it never did. I never did that again. So now I scab over. I go into the auditions. I walk in, walk out, and it is what it is.
That's it, man. I've been on the other side of auditions to where now I'm like, oh yeah, it's really out of your control.
It is.
Only thing you can do
Try your best.
I was just about to say, only thing you can do as an actor, get off book, work your ass off on that little side that they give you. Sometimes you get blessed with getting the whole script so you can actually read the whole thing.
Yeah.
You get context and everything. But most of the time, you just get a side. And you have to figure out on your own whether it's a comedy or a fucking CSI scene.
That's the first thing you guys should do. Probably understand the scene.
Yeah.
And not make a joke when somebody has their brains blown out.
Yeah. So, and then go in there and fucking do your best and kill it and then walk out and forget about it.
Yeah.
Not in your control anymore.
It's not in your control. Don't think about, man, if I get that role, I'm going to do this. I'm going to buy my house, man. I'm going to change everything. No, just forget about that shit.
Yeah, that's what dude, remember when they had that huge jackpot for the lottery? It was like $1 billion.
Right.
My ghetto ass. I already planned out my life. For what was going to
Before you
happen.
bought the ticket.
Yeah, for when I win,
Yeah.
I already planned out my life.
Yeah.
And when I didn't win, I was pissed. I was like, hold on, why are you pissed? It wasn't guaranteed, you motherfucker. I was like, okay, well, I was going to get this boat. I was going to fucking retire my parents. I guess not.
Right.
I was like, hold on a second, dog. What are you saying, you dumbass? I was like pissed all week. I was like, I can't believe I didn't win.
That's so
The
true.
lottery.
The lottery of all things, the one thing that you have 0.008% chance of winning or some shit like that.
I remember my grandpa, man. He plays the lottery every day, right? And he's been playing it every day. I mean, since I was, since I can remember, basically. I just grew up with him always telling us, pick a number 1 through 10, and we'll say 6, and he'll mark it. Okay, pick a number 13 through 30. 22, and he'd just be marking, and that was like his way of playing the lottery. Would do it with us, whatever. And so I finally asked him, like, I'm a little older now. I'm like 15. I'm like, yo, so how does this work? Because he would always tell us to go buy him the lottery ticket, and we'll go whatever. And so he would wait. Were we old enough to buy a lottery ticket, or did I just lie?
At 15?
Yeah. Well, no. How old do you have to be to buy a lottery ticket?
I don't know.
Like
Okay, I
17.
probably fucking lied. But anyway, it was basically just like, we would get him, bring him his lottery tickets. And so I'm like, yo, how does this all work? He's explaining it. And I was just like, that seems easy.
Yeah.
And he lost it. It was basically like all of the 67 years he's been alive he was like, easy. Like, he's been doing this shit every day. You talking about this lottery fucking easy? I was like, yeah, I mean, what do you just pick numbers and then they
My
choose
uncle's
those
been
numbers?
Doing the fucking lotto shit since I was a kid too. Still hasn't won.
Hey, and my aunt, I'll never forget this shit, man. It was way back, man. My aunt always plays her kids and her husband's birthdays. That's the numbers. She's been doing this for years, right? The one time she doesn't play, those numbers pop up. But it wasn't like all of them to where she would have been a whole, but it was like 5 out of the 6,
And
7.
she still would have won some money from that. right?
She would have got buku. And she was devastated. So, like, if we were going to the beach, and this was the whole thing, and like, the happiest place you could be, you know what I mean? And she was just devastated.
She's trying to drown all her kids.
Oh my gosh! And my other aunt, her sister, was just trolling. She had like a disposable camera. She just kept taking pictures of her.
That's tight.
Just like she just kept taking pictures of just how pissed she was, man. Just so she could.
Yo, let's all
remember
just
that.
play the lotto, man. We'll split it. We'll split it 3 ways.
I'm down.
and then we'll just be balling, dude. Then you could just be, just not doing anything. You continue doing what you're doing right now.
Yeah, I think he's already there, bro. I think he's already there.
Hey,
You just be talented as fuck, just doing nothing, man.
You can paint all you want, man.
Yeah,
you know?
you ain't trying to give me money, man. You best believe I ain't doing shit.
Oh,
I'm
man.
not doing shit, man. I can't. Oh, that's the shitty thing, dude. Like, I just don't want to work for my shit anymore.
That's what Diddy said, man. That's what Diddy said. You work your ass off so that you don't have to do shit.
That's the thing. Like I look at Diddy. He looks like Satan too. Diddy looks like Satan, man. Like I kid you not, Diddy. If you ever see this, you're fucking Lucifer. I don't give a fuck. I look at
man, that's love.
I look
bro.
at his face. I'm like, you are Satan.
Damn.
The minister inside me says, you, my friend, are the fallen angel of heaven. He just looks evil. Everything about his face, he just looks so fucking evil.
Yeah.
He looks like Diddy. Don't even look like a black dude to me. He looked like a white dude doing blackface. He looks weird to me. Like if you look at his face, it's like you're not even human. You don't look human to me. Look at pictures of Diddy's face. Like I recently saw that video. It was like the black billionaires luncheon.
Yeah.
Oh,
with like
right,
Jay-Z,
right.
and he's giving that speech. I'm
Yeah.
like, Satan, look at you, just speaking to these pure souls. Look at you, just spitting that fire and brimstone.
Take that.
Yeah, he's like, we over here, we the black billionaires. I'm like, nah, you ain't black though, bro. You Satan, dude. And you trying to influence these beautiful black men and doing some crazy shit, dude. That's why Jay-Z was standing there looking all confused. He goes, it don't sound right. Something sound a little peculiar.
Oh man, that was a shitty man. The Grammys, bro, especially during the same day Kobe died, bro.
Yo,
Yeah.
did you cry?
Oh, I bawled.
Isn't it so weird?
So-
I cried.
I teared up
So-
the second, like the day after, because
Like
that
you
was like
heartless
the first
son of
day
a bitch.
without it.
Okay, so what happened was, whenever he passed, well, first of all, what we were all doing? What were you doing when he passed?
I woke up and then I just saw a tweet.
You saw a tweet.
I saw a tweet. It's like, yo, that Kobe. It was like, I can't believe the thing about Kobe, right? It was something very vague.
Yeah.
And then I looked it up online. And I was like, I literally tweeted. I was like, that Kobe thing ain't real, right? Dot.
Yeah.
And then next article. Then my fucking eyes started welling up with tears and shit.
Yeah.
And then I found out his daughter was there too. That's the thing that got
That's
me.
the
Because
part,
I started
bro.
imagining the fact that his helicopter's going down and
And
he
him
has to
grabbing his
hold his daughter
daughter,
and
bro.
pretend like everything's okay, even though he
Yeah.
knows that they're going to die. And that shit got
Oh
me.
man.
And then I
Tell her
found
she's
out.
gonna be okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then I found out there was other people on the helicopter too. That shit got me even more. I'm like, damn,
Yeah,
it wasn't just
man.
Kobe. It was him and then 6 other
a whole
people.
family, bro.
A whole family. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck,
Yeah,
man.
man. And what's crazy because I heard Kev talk about it and Mrs. Kev on stage. They said that it was just that day was just an everyday carpool situation of like, oh yeah, we'll
rich
get y'all.
people.
Yeah, we'll get y'all there. Yeah, for rich people. It's like, okay, yeah, hop in the helicopter. We'll go straight there and play the game. Like it was just a regular thing, man. And this
I want to know why his fucking helicopter malfunctioned.
man,
They said it didn't have
bro.
one of the things on it, like one of the I guess certain machines that's supposed to like track if you're about to hit a cliff or something like that. And it tells you like if you're gonna clear it. It didn't have that machine built into it like it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Who's
there
at
was
fault?
And there was a 20-30 foot like clearing,
Yeah.
20 to 30 feet.
And that
away.
machine would have told them if you could make that kind of thing,
Yeah. Your cousin, bro, he hit me, Victor. And he was breaking it down to me because apparently like he flies planes and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And so he broke it down, was like he knows like just because of like when you're in fog and that all of that fog, you don't know whether you're going up, down, left or right, like because it's that like
It's
just
that thick.
solid, that thick. And so there's complacency as well of like just like, oh, I got this, instead of really going through all the procedures.
Not me. You flying a helicopter, bitch. If I
Yeah.
looked at my helicopter pilot, I was like, yo, it's a little foggy outside. He goes, I got this. Okay, well, I'm gonna step off real quick.
Right.
You figure that out, dumbass. I got my daughter with me.
Yeah, I mean, and then it's also he said that the impact was just quick. It was like a snap to where
because they didn't know where they were going.
Yeah, to where you wouldn't even know to grab, to just like prepare type of thing.
Boom.
It was just a straight, like that's it. And he was like, that doesn't make it better. It's still a tragedy. It's just the idea of, when you see in the movies of like the planes going down and like that type of thing where you have like a 30-second gap or a minute.
No, it was just death.
It was just straight, boom, done.
Why did he think he was just gonna fucking helicopter and fog? That's what I'm saying. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Where's that Mamba mentality, bro?
But he's been doing that for so much of his life, like at this point.
Yeah, I heard he's been doing it since he was in the NBA, right?
Yeah.
He just hates LA traffic.
Yeah, and he wanted to spend that extra 20, 30 minutes with his daughter. And so I didn't cry the day of. It was super unbelievable. It was like
shocking.
Yeah.
How do you even take all of that in? It was so much. But I had to still perform that night. I had a show. It was the stand up for Puerto Rico. So I'm also doing a show for the tragedy that happened in Puerto Rico with the earthquakes and stuff.
You should have done a Kobe joke.
And
I'm fucking around. I'm playing.
Well,
you would have lost your whole career. Yeah. Shout outs to Ari Shaffir.
Yeah, fuck. What an idiot. So I ended up like still having to perform or whatever, and it was an intimate room, and it was super supportive. All the acts, like I was the only comic. They did poetry, they did music. There was a band. They just did instrumentals and stuff. So everything was supportive, whatever. But I even said it on stage. I was like, guys, I gotta be honest with y'all. I had no intentions of being funny today. Like it really just it's tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I didn't even know if I was gonna be like, I thought I was gonna probably like cancel on this, but then I was like, it's not even about me. You know what I mean?
It's about
like,
the event. Yeah,
it's about the event. It's about making people feel good during times like this. You know what I mean? It was like, shout out to all the comics who performed that night, because it's like this tragedy just happened. We still got to clock in and make people feel good during this time.
I don't know how you do that. I wouldn't have been able to do that shit.
And so it was tough, man. And it was the next day, because I live right down the street from the Staples Center.
That's right.
So I walked down there, and it's packed, right? Nothing but people. It's a whole bunch of people.
Purple and gold,
all
baby.
Purple and gold. They're showing like all the outdoor like restaurants, like where you have like the tables outdoor and the TVs, all the games, like they showed the final Kobe game. They replayed that one. Everybody's like wearing Kobe jerseys, flowers, everything all over the place. And they did the whole like they had paper balls, and they had a little trash can, and then they had like a big circle around it.
Kobe.
Everybody's hollering Kobe, bro, shooting it. And I went back home. When I got back home, I decided to watch the top 50 plays.
No, don't do it, dude.
I watched top 50 plays, and it started from 50 going all the way down. I got to 48, and I'm bawling, bro. Just all fluids coming out of my face. And it was like, it was also, yeah, bro, I was crying, man. And I didn't hit anybody up. I was just like, I had the cry that was like, I'm like kind of screaming, like making, you know what I mean? Like kind of just like, like really big. And it was also like,
what a bitch.
No,
I'm kidding.
for real.
I just wanted to add it in there. I'm just kidding.
No, I was a straight bitch that night. But it was like, and also like my personal shit too. Like I didn't even break down with my whole like breakup situation. And I thought that was kind of weird because I'm emotional. Like I thought that was going to come. Man, I had a whole breakdown of like everything just came crashing down. It was that
She's
moment.
going to text you after hearing this, by the way. Say, hold on, you cried over Kobe and you didn't fucking cry
You
over
damn right.
me?
You damn right.
It's like, well, did you score 60 points on your last game before you left? I didn't think so.
You wasn't with him shooting in the gym. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that shit really fucked me up, bro. Like, and then watching.
It's still weird.
It is. It's definitely because we're not even over Nipsey. I'm not. The whole Nipsey situation, that shit fucked me up, bro. Mac, like 2020 is the ultimate test, bro.
Everybody just be killing themselves.
It's been like a month in. It already seems crazy.
The ultimate test, bro. It's like how like it's like it was like, oh yeah, new decade, cool. Yeah, we'll try this. You know, or you're motivated, try this. How motivated are you? You know what I'm saying? That's how I took it. The universe was just like, are you motivated? Because anything can happen.
And then he still didn't post on Instagram.
Still did.
It's tight.
Still did. Nothing.
All right, guys.
Nah, just kidding.
I thought that
Chris
mama
Sosa,
mentality would have like inspired you to do some things, you know. But
Nah, it's in
I'm still
tears.
mourning.
He's
bro.
in the mourning phase, man. It takes like 3 months. So he almost there. But the hard part, the funny thing is like, you know, when Ari Shaffir put his shit out, right? That tweet, which was fucking wild. Did you, oh, we got to read that shit out loud. That Ari Shaffir thing was so weird. First of all, number one, I'm not a hater, right? There's a lot of people's comedy that I don't understand, but I'm like, I can see why that's funny, right? It's just because it's just not, it's like
But
flavors.
this one did not make sense.
Well, him in general, I
at
just
all.
never laughed at anything he's ever done.
Okay.
Because he just reminds me of an angry guy. But
I've never heard of the guy.
Well,
until this.
I only heard of him through Joe Rogan.
Okay.
And but apparently he's like a pretty well-known comic. Okay. And like in the comic circle.
Yeah.
But he just says a lot of asshole shit, like angry asshole shit, but there's no real punchline. That's what I feel like. I'm not some, comedy connoisseur, but as a viewer, as a listener, I have an opinion,
Yeah.
But then, whenever he came on the Joe Rogan podcast, I'm like, who is this guy? He's not even funny. He's just angry all the time.
Yeah.
He's angry without humor. Because, Bill Burr, he's angry, but he's funny.
Yeah.
Even Louis C.K., he has his little, he's irritated, but it's funny. It's observational.
Yeah.
With this guy.
And then sweethearts when they get off, like Bill Burr is fucking nice as shit, bro. When I met him,
yeah.
I thought I was a little nervous because I thought he was gonna be like a, come on man, get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna, hit me one of the fuck out of here. But I was like, oh man, he's cool. He's fucking cool. He's nice. Like I told him that I was from Houston, and like I was like, man, I performed out there, and he was just like, hey man, like, he was saying like, I performed at the Improv out there, and like, if you're in town, come by, see about getting the set type of thing.
That's awesome, dude.
You know what I'm saying? I might have lied about that last part.
All right. Well, you know what? Let me
I was
tell you
just trying
something.
to speak it into existence.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. How about you speak a fucking Instagram post into existence? Let's start with there. Kobe Bryant died 23 years too late today. He got away with rape because all the Hollywood liberals who attack comedy enjoy rooting for the Lakers more than they dislike rape. Big ups to the hero who forgot to gas up his chopper. I hate the Lakers. What a great day. # fuck the Lakers. Now, I guess you could say he's trying to be confrontational with his jokes.
Yeah.
Poor timing. Not the right time. 9 people died. Nothing funny about
His
that.
daughter, bro.
His daughter fucking
What is
died.
funny about that?
Like, I don't even know. Now, let me tell you this, though. I did read another tweet that actually had me giggle a little bit about the death. Now, I'm going to put this out there. I did not write this tweet, but you're going to laugh that you hear this.
Okay.
The tweet goes, Kobe passed, impossible.
There you go.
Oh,
See,
that's
a clever
good.
one.
Another one that I saw that was clever. That they said because they were doing the 24-second thing. All the teams. Remember when they grabbed the ball, they did the 24 seconds, and he said, Kobe's up there right now. Kobe is such a competitive player. He's watching those 24-second violations like every fucking possession counts. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, oh man, that was a good
See,
one.
like, these
That
ones
was
make
nice.
sense. You
That
know what I
was
mean?
nice,
Like,
yeah.
it's teetering on that point of like, yo, he died, but the joke is funny, still funny to me.
Yeah.
Where's the joke in this? That's what I'm saying. I'm trying hard to find the joke in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
he posted something like
he did a video. He doubled up on it.
oh
dude.
no, I saw the video. That was the one I didn't know about that tweet, but I saw the video of him like, Kobe's gone. Like he did this whole. I was like, bro, what is your problem? And then so he did this thing, his latest post on his Instagram where he's like, it's like he typed it up in his notes, but he's basically justifying the fact that every time somebody dies, his fans come to him waiting for like, yo, when are you gonna do your piece of shit post? Like they're like it's like this is like what he does. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what? Out of all trends that you could create, out of all like things that your fans can, that's the one you choose. When someone dies, you go and say the opposite of what everybody else is thinking. I'm like,
It's low hanging fruit.
yeah. What do you? Because then what happens when you die?
Yeah.
What happens then?
Everybody's happy.
Do
really
your
happy,
followers do that towards you, and then is it because I'm trying to think of like the most basic typical response that he could possibly say of like, I would fucking love that. My fans would that would mean a lot to me because that means my fans actually fuck with me to know that if I died they would fucking do the same shit. That's a fucking obvious ass answer. How would you really feel? Your family, like you know what I mean? Like how would your family feel that everybody's saying
Something
like
happened to him when he was a kid. There's
Come
some
on,
there's some
bro.
fucked up shit that had to have happened
Come
as a
on,
kid.
man.
something's a little off about the guy. Like even listening to him on Joe Rogan's podcast, I'm a huge fan of Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And then when he has like Bert Kreischer, and so he also like dosed his friend Bert Kreischer, where he fucking drugged him and had him go all loopy without telling him. So he dosed him, and then Bert, well-known comedian too, didn't talk to him for quite a while because he was so pissed and I guess Bert's wife fucking hates Ari for that shit because he fucking drugged the man without telling him, and he thought it was funny. So he's just a fucking asshole. He's a fucking asshole. That's really what it is, And I don't know. People can try to protect him. His friends like, he's still a good guy. Not fucking really, man. It's probably because he's good to you, but as a general human being, he's still a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like I had homies who were really nice to me, right? Growing up, doesn't mean they didn't do like a drive-by and shot people up and then in jail. Yeah. They were cool to me.
Yeah.
But they're not good people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like know the fucking difference.
Yeah. And who's gonna who in his circle is gonna tell him like, nah, bro, that was.
Yeah, it was a little
That's
odd.
really what it is too, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Like getting checked the same way like someone should have checked fucking what's his name, R. Kelly and shit like that.
Come on, man. Like, yeah, like that's why I fuck with my circle because it's like they'll tell me straight up that was some dumb shit. Bhakti's the first person. You know what I mean?
Whipping out your dick, pissing on a 14-year-old girl. It's like, hey, man, it's probably not the move.
Yeah.
It's probably not the move, Chris.
You just like your dick's in your hand. No, man. All right, man. I just let it go. Wait till you're 18.
Yeah. Don't shake it. Don't shake it. Put it. Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know, there's a part 2 of that R. Kelly documentary.
Yeah.
They're milking that shit. I was like, what's the part 2 about? He did it. It's
Yeah.
done.
And now the girl is like, now she is like out of it. Like she it broke out of the, little
The spell.
and now she's doing this whole thing of like she's been exposing and like saying all these things like, yeah, he would make us do this, he would make us do that. And then somebody commented, was like, I'm over this saga.
Yeah. Well, they're
Like-
just milking it now. That's why. They're kind of turning the whole, like, it's a serious situation, but now it just seems like a money grab. Now you're just making a joke out of this situation. It's like, we get it. You know what I mean? And it's a sad fucking story.
Yeah.
But it comes off, for some reason, I don't know why the part 2 comes off disingenuous. The first one seemed very genuine. Second one, and even the first one for me, by the way, I don't know if a lot of people felt like this, but I felt like it dragged. It's like you definitely could have shortened this into like 2 or 3 parts.
Yeah.
But you wanted to have it to be 4 or 5 or whatever.
Right.
It's like you could have shortened this up. And it felt a little long for me. And I was like, oh, this is definitely a money grab for people. So when something like that's supposed to be very heartfelt feels like it's just a money thing, it takes away from me a little bit. Not from their pain or what they went through, but as a viewer watching a documentary.
Yeah.
Where is R. Kelly?
I don't know, after that whole Gail thing, that shit was crazy.
Gail thing.
Gail.
Oh, you talking about the interview?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
fighting for my wife.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
like,
I
yo.
don't know the hog tie.
Yeah.
I don't even know what he say. I don't even know the hog tie. What's a hog tie? I don't know what a hog tie.
You know what a hog tie is. Shut the fuck up, country boy.
Yeah.
He was a country boy, wasn't he?
I believe so.
Yeah, he grew up in the country. He was like a country little farm boy or something like that.
Yeah. That's probably the first thing he learned how to do.
Yeah.
I don't know the hog tie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're supposed to put a gag in the mouth first and then fuck it in the butt. Like nobody said anything about that, Mr. Kelly. He said, "Look, here you go."
Yeah, man. I don't know because I was just like he's been playing it like real low key. Like where is he? Is he like in
He's not in jail yet though, but he's gonna go.
Because he was, but then he ended up homegirl got him out, paid 100 G's, and now she wants it back. She's like, if y'all gonna take him back to prison, can I get my money back?
No, lady.
Nah.
You posted bail for him. That's crazy how much people. Yo, you heard the like he already had obviously the evidence of him just pissing on a girl, which is fucking disgusting and terrible. He had a concert in Africa. Did you hear that shit? Mm-mm. It was like the song goes like, "Did you get your shots? Would you like to come with Rob to America?" That's the fucking song, and he's singing at a benefit concert. Did you get your shots? Would you like to come with Rob to America?
There we
Like,
go.
what the fuck is going on?
Hey man, that is like
That's low-level
he
shit
knows
right
that
there,
he
bro.
has angel vocals, and with that confidence, he's like, yeah, I'll sing my way. I'll get them to do whatever I want.
Hey man, what's it called? Fucking Usher did a whole album called Confessions and Confessions Part 2 about him cheating and having a kid on the side, and women still love him. What R&B does to ladies is unfucking real.
That's what made me want to do it. Real talk. Usher's concert was the first concert that I've ever been to, right? I was like 8 or 9, whatever, and he was 8701 album. 8701 album. And this is why I was like, I wanted to be either that, like an R&B singer, or pop singer, whatever, or just an entertainer in general, because I saw one guy on a stage and a whole stadium just like screaming for this guy. I'm talking about like any move he did, take his glasses off and then he was going crazy, ripped his shirt. And I was just like, yo, I want that. Like, I want to do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when I performed on stage for the first time, I felt the energy that I like that people, that entertainers,
you're a performer, man.
That entertainers talk about. Entertainers talk about that, of like the energy. And I felt that shit. I was like, yeah. That's what gets me off. I don't care what I'm doing. That acting, plays. I did theater. I performed in talent shows, but I would dance. I didn't know how to sing, so I would just dance though. So I would do whatever song, Chris Brown, whatever, and dance to it, and we get the same adrenaline. And then now stand up.
Favorite Usher song?
Oh,
I'll give you 3. Top 3.
Okay, top 3. Here it goes. You Remind Me, You Don't Have to Call, and You Got It Bad.
Oh, yeah, that's
all
good.
Classics.
8701.
Damn, that's hard to say. I would say, fucking, fuck. Actually, we might have the same ones. Actually, Confessions Part 2, I actually really, really like. When he flipped that up, I thought that shit was dope.
The main, like, Confessions.
Yeah.
These are my confessions.
Yeah, but it's gonna be the hardest thing I think I ever had to do. It was the remix version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was fucking fire.
Yeah, bro.
So I put that up there, and then I also got, what's it called? What was your 3 again?
You Remind Me, You Don't Have to Call, and
You Don't Have
Got
to
It
Call
Bad.
is definitely one of them for sure.
Yeah.
And then, ooh, that's hard.
That, yo, don't leave a girl around me, true player for real. That's my nigga for real. Pew, 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 pew. Oh, bro, when he slid into the bathroom, it's how I spit it out.
And she's tight.
And then, bro, every time I have fog on my mirror, I always do the wipe. And I always do that scene. Situation will arise. I always, bro.
Tight, dude.
What about Don't Mind?
Huh?
I feel like,
Girl, I don't mind.
Yeah.
That one? No, Usher always gonna have bangers. No,
I know.
those
I
are
feel
dope.
like that was one of the ones that was up there, though.
Nah, not my favorite. No. Not one of my top 3. No, I love it though.
When I karaoke, it's always. Oh wait, hold on.
You make me wanna.
No, it's actually I always do a couple. It's You Got It Bad, or I do the Alicia Keys.
Oh, My Boo.
My Boo.
My Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like my go-to karaoke song, man. And I always get somebody, because it's fun because you get somebody else to do it with you.
Yeah, let me know, bro. Call me. Yeah, for sure. I'll
go
be
do the
Alicia
whole
Keys.
dance.
I'll be Alicia Keys. Oh, what's it called?
Yes,
hell
I
yeah.
remember, boy.
Yeah. The moment I knew you were the one I kept in my life with.
I love that shit.
Yeah, bro. And then, so with You Make Me Wanna, I've always wanted to, that song, You Make Me Wanna Leave the One I'm With. I always wanted that scenario, bro. Like, I've always wanted, like, because I had this crush on this girl for the longest, like elementary school and middle school and stuff like that. And then I would have a girlfriend, but it would be this girl that I always wanted to be like, you make me want to leave the one I'm with to get with you.
To start a new relationship with you.
Yeah.
This is what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Think about a ring and all the things that come along with it. You make me want to leave the one I'm with. Like, are you singing lyrics to me right now? No, this is my own words, baby. Before anything that came between us, you were like my best friend. The one I used to sit and talk to when we and my girl were having problems. It's like,
that's pretty good, bro. Oh, man,
I didn't know you wanted your own Angelina, man.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know.
Yeah, bro. I actually I based a lot of my life around Usher. I think
I'm kind of seeing this trope right now. Then you got to take a picture of yourself butt naked in a sauna with some skinny ass legs.
Yeah.
You see that shit? This motherfucker said dick pic, and then everybody was just clowning on his fucking tiny ass legs. They're like, the fuck is with the Ethiopian legs, dog?
And why did he take it like that? Who
does that?
accepted that one?
And he was blurring out the picture of his dick and stuff. It's like, bro, but look at the legs, guy. Crypt keeper. What the fuck is going on? You moonwalked your legs off, bro. Fucking sidestep that shit down to nothing.
Yeah.
Look like 2 burnt matches on him, dude. It's like, come on, bro. Dude, get into the weight room. Do some fucking squats before you post your legs like that, man.
Oh man, your boy.
Who works legs?
Yeah.
Who does legs?
Hey, come on. Hey,
Unfortunately.
I did a little legs today for the first time in a long time. Hit that squat, son.
Yeah.
And a lot of shit started popping. Clack, 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 clack,
Oh,
clack.
you're gonna feel it tomorrow.
Yo, for sure I will. Even when I get off this couch, I'm gonna fall through that glass window. It's just gonna be a rough day tomorrow. And I think I'm going hiking tomorrow too.
Oh, you hitting the hike? Where at though?
It depends on where the lady wants to go. You like hiking and shit? Y'all
We
should come
hike
hiking.
every Saturday.
What?
Yeah.
Where do you guys go? Like the Hollywood sign?
Griffith.
No, on the backside of Griffith.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That shit dry as fuck there. There's no nature there. It's not a hike. That's just an angled road.
Well, it's yeah. We do the angles. It's the incline about it. You know what I mean? A hike. You're talking about a hike like you, Bart,
Nature.
and Gio do. You guys are in like the forest and shit.
Yeah.
But it's not a workout.
It is a workout. You gotta go to the right one.
Okay.
Those-
Which one was that one that y'all went to? The last one
I'll take y'all to a couple
where y'all
of
stopped
places.
and took pictures every other.
We can't tell people the name because we want people to be there. It's like a little secluded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll take you to a couple spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I get real tired though,
I've been to a lot of them, but I like the ones that are like, the low key ones.
I mean, there's a one next to my place that a lot of people go to. It's like 3 miles total there and back. It's not that hard, but it's very beautiful. It's scenic. And there's a part where you have to cross a river and there's a waterfall and then you might sprain your ankle a couple times, but you're pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, man, I'll show you around. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
I'm a nature boy now, dude.
I'm down for the get down.
Yeah, I love that shit. I found out too that dogs really like me on these hikes for some reason.
Really?
Something about me that dogs really like. I don't know what the fuck it's about, but I'm just walking around and Mariel
You're a
saw this
snack,
too.
bro.
I just sat down. I just smell like bacon, and so I sat down, and then all of a sudden like 4 dogs were just laying around me, and Mariel's like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "I don't know. Since I was a kid, dogs
This is the thing since you were a kid.
It's like some real weird shit. Like
I thought
dogs,
this was
I
new.
love dogs too, but I feel like I don't love dogs like white people love dogs. You know what I mean? Where they let them tongue their mouth and shit. But I like dogs. But my like she's like, dogs really like you. Dogs and babies like me a lot. It must be because I'm
Interesting.
dumb as fuck. Like I just like I got nothing in my mind that like I could trust him.
They identify with you?
Yeah, they identify with like dogs and babies.
Yo, this giant just like us.
Like a buddy of mine, Jason, like he has a daughter. She's like 1 year old. Like, hey, my daughter's a little standoffish. She doesn't like a lot of people. This girl was staring at me all day, climbing all over me. I was like, hey man,
I heard that was a sign of endearment. When babies are just staring at you, it's because babies, like, they actually know that you're like a good looking person, like it's attracting, but they don't know the idea of like not to stare or whatever. It's just they're so fascinated. I heard that was a thing.
I would prefer that in an adult woman, but I get that from a child. It's
Little baby.
I want an adult, sexy woman to look at me like that, just like stare at me and be like, "Wow, you are attractive."
Yeah, because that
Never
would
has
be
happened.
weird that now that I know that and I see a baby staring at me, I'm like, well, stop it. That's kind of weird, you know what I
What
mean?
the fuck you doing, man? Don't stare at me like that,
I
bitch.
always me mug for sure. I be me mugging. I be trying to get them to cry.
Why are you trying to make babies cry, man?
I just think it's funny because you know what it is. It
the most
happened
worst
to me.
person I've ever met
It
in my
happened
life.
to me, and that's all it is. I'm just trying to like do the same shit. I'm just trying to keep the cycle going. But I have I had a staring problem. I still have a staring problem. Like when I drive and I pass somebody, I always look in to see who it is. They don't have to cut me off or anything, but I always just look inside people's cars. I've gotten called out about that all the time. Like my girl would be like, "Why are you in their car?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And she low-key called me out, but I was just like, "Oh, I was just looking." I always look in people's shit. So anyway, when I was younger, I was in the barbershop and this guy came in and, he just comes and sits on the chair and kind of just gets settled. And I'm staring, watching the whole thing. And I remember he crosses his arms and he sees me and does a little double take, sees that I'm staring, and then he goes, right? And I got so scared. Like I was like, oh snap. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't even know you were staring.
Yeah, I didn't catch it, but he did that. Like this is a grown adult, you know what I mean? And I'm only like 8. All these stories happen at 8. I had a crazy 8-year-old.
It was a hard time for him as an 8-year-old.
Yeah, 8. But he did that. He did a little buck at me,
Bitch.
Yeah. And I remember getting so scared when that, and then I guess it was from
A
then
little
on.
fart came out. Oh shit!
Yeah. So
You little fart, little bitch boy. You staring at me the whole time. You just gonna fart on me like that?
Yeah, so then I just started like, all right. I when I became that, I was like, let me keep that trend going. But I guess y'all make me feel like shit about it.
Yeah, maybe not stare so much at people like that.
Yeah, I do.
That's what I learned from that moment,
I'm a people watcher. I observe.
Observer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like your stock continues to go up on the Genius Brain podcast. It's like, first you cheating on your woman, now you just staring at people. That's tight, dude. You try to really fuck up your whole career. He likes challenges. That's the thing. That's why he doesn't want to post. He doesn't want to put himself out there. He wants to prove to people that no matter how fucking far down he pushes his career, he'll climb right the fuck back
Yeah,
up.
because you got people like Ari that I could just be like.
And then you're like, but Ari Shaffir, though. It's like, that's right. You ain't that bad.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? My homie actually said that too. He was like, bro, you're like incriminating yourself. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just speaking my truth. Like,
It's true, man. It's funny.
I don't really know how to just keep shit in, and it's actually healthy for me to just get that shit out.
Yeah, but I think as a comic, it's just better for us to just put our fucking garbage out there, because the moment somebody tries to find out some shit about us, it's like, I already said that story, dude. I already told you. Like when like the whole N-word topic got hot, they're like, people were acting as if they never used that word in their life, and they were pointing fingers a lot. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. You for sure said the N-word, because I was there when you used it. Right? Now that it's a hot topic, you're like, I've never used it. You don't have to say you never used it, right? Because growing up in Sacramento, I said this multiple times, it was the fucking thing. We said it all the time. I only realized that after I moved out of Sacramento and came to LA, how weird it was to use it. And I got checked. You know, they're like, yo, don't say that shit. And I'm like, why? Like, everybody says it where I'm from, right? And it's like, nah, it's not cool like that over here. I'm like, oh shit, is it an issue? I didn't realize that. And then, Kev did a topic on it, and fucking Doughboy's from Sacramento too. He knows what's up. Everybody says the N-word in Sacramento. Till this day, everybody does. To this day. You know what I mean? So like so when I go back to Sac, everybody's still using it, and it's weird when I don't use it. So they're like, oh, David's being a little weird. It's like, nah, it's like, and they always get it out of me too. So every time I go back to Sac, I try not to my hardest, but then everybody's using it around me. And I grew up in my parents owned a black beauty supply store. I grew up out in a predominantly black neighborhood, and a lot of my friends were black. So it's like, yo, I was incepted. I got my black card.
He lands in Sacramento, just goes home, unwraps, gets his room.
Because people don't know. Like, I find it weird when people who didn't grow up around black culture, people that don't have black friends, they don't know anything about, like just the black American plight. They don't know any of this stuff. And they feel like it's okay to use it. You know what I'm saying?
They see it as it's just a word. They see it as,
It's
you know
not,
what I mean?
no.
Yeah, I know, absolutely.
And that's the weird thing, you know? So like for me, when somebody comes up, they go, you shouldn't use it. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. You know why? Because I don't need to use it. It's not a necessity. Why do I have to? I don't have to. You know, if the time now is don't use that word, that's what it is. Move on. Dump it and move on. Who cares? What's being taken away from me? Nothing's being taken away from me.
You know? That was the same thing with FAG. Saying that, like, because back home, like, I got homies who still use that word, and I cringe. Because of like, I've thrown that word out, like, around whenever, back when it was like, it's not even, it wasn't even about being gay. It was just, stop being this, stop being, you know what I mean? So I would just like, that was the thing. But now, like, when I go and they're still saying like, and just like throwing it out, I'm like kind of like looking around like, yo, chill, bro. And now I kind of already like talked to them about it. I'm like, hey, bro, look, I'm not gonna change you. You can say what you want, but like just chill on saying it around me. Cause it's like I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? Like, and then they force it out of me too. I'll play.
And I'm just like, forgot.
I forgot.
But we used to use that word all the time too. And it's funny because like it was just a word we used. Never said it against somebody who was actually gay. So it never had that connotation. But if somebody's like, yo, that's mad offensive, and like that's what the majority of people are saying, then that is what it is. Move on. Drop it and move on. Occasionally will it slip out? Probably. But then I'll try my best not to, because people have to understand I was saying it for like 20, 30 years. So now that it's not, it's also going to take some time for me to learn that it's inappropriate. So there's no malice in it. It's just a habit. And then when I got checked by it, I accepted it, didn't argue about it. I never stood there and been like, I need to use the word faggot. No, I was like, no, it's not right. I'm like, oh, fuck, it slipped out. Sorry about that. Won't do it again.
Yeah, that's true. I had to like check myself now and say like motherfucker in like place of it. almost.
Yeah. Because it was just so common. Yeah. I mean, like, people have to understand, like, for me not to use the N-word took my spirit, soul, and a lot of prayers because I used it for everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's up, my... Everything.
Right.
And then I didn't realize how much I used it. You know what I'm saying? Because it was so commonplace. That and... You feel me? I used to say that shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? All the time.
Yeah.
Those three things, those three words, what I said so much. And then when I was recording myself, I didn't realize how often I used it to describe how I felt 24/7.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. You feel me?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that either until I read the comments. They're like, yeah, who wants to count how many times Sosa said, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
That's me too. Like, it was like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You feel me? You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
You feel me?
No, I mean,
You know what I'm saying? Let's just get it all out. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I will say I do miss the N-word though. It was like a period at the end of a sentence that there's no period on
You can
earth.
say it, bro. You got my okay. I don't,
You barely there.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I barely made it, but what's funny is that, like, even at All Dev, I was, you know, just talking whatever, said it, chilling, and then Doughboy was like, hey, hold up. Are we letting Sosa say nigga? And I was like, nigga, shut up. And he sat down, he was like, all right. but I was just like, oh man, that's another thing too. I'm not gonna sit here and fucking explain myself. Do your history. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I got black in me, bro. It's just, that's it. It's just
a lot of it.
Yo, a lot of it. You know what I mean? Same with BHAKTI. It's just, that's our heritage. We got, that's where we came from. We can't do shit about it. You know what I mean? We got African in us.
Yeah.
They just made some stops at a few islands before they came to the big one. You know what I'm saying? But it's not, but again, even saying that makes it seem like, it just sounds corny because it's like, oh, so you're looking for the reason of why you said it. Like, let me do my research of like, yes, I can use it. No, it wasn't even about that. It was just like,
Yeah, and like we always talk about the there's no universal pass for it. So it's like if you're back at home and you say we're around your boys and your homegirls and shit, and they're cool with it, and they don't, because even within the black community, right? I mean, Kev's video showed it. There's a disparity. It's like some people like don't ever fucking use it.
Yeah.
And then there's the other people like, why can't we use it? Like we switched the meaning of it. So it's like a 50-50 thing. So it's a wash.
Yeah.
So but then that's within the black community to figure it out. That's not us. For everybody on the outside, we're just outsiders. But if you're using it back home, if I would say something, it's like, well, you should be smart enough to know if your black homies allow you to say that shit, that's only in your area.
Yeah.
Right.
When you walk outside, you're responsible
better,
for
figure it out.
whatever happens to you happens to you.
Right.
Because you weren't smart enough to know that around this group it was cool, but other times
And
it
I'm
wasn't.
pretty sure your homies would be like, why the fuck were you saying that shit in another...
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with you, bro? Like, you supposed to just say that around others. Nobody told me. Well, nigga. Like,
Sorry.
Yeah.
Be smart about it.
Right.
Shit. Well, y'all, that wraps up this episode of the Genius Brain Podcast. Shout outs, all your shits.
All right. Y'all can find me on all platforms at Cristino Sosa. No H in my name. It's CRISTINOSOSA.
Oh, wow. You can find me on Instagram at Bachrock, BAHKROHK.
Yeah.
And check out their podcast, Keeping It Trill.
Yeah, man, we got a podcast, man. It's popping, man. Right now we're on Spotify and iTunes, and we getting things popping.
We're deep in it too. We're
deep in it.
We're like 46.
Yeah, 46, 47. We're in
That's
it.
a lot of episodes, man.
Yeah, bro. Every week, chime in.
Keeping It Trill, baby. You can catch the Genius Brain Podcast on all platforms. Remember, we're just here to be with you on your everyday commute, talking bullshit, random stuff. Sometimes it's really smart, other times it's stupid as fuck. For example, the origin of the word forgot. So, forgot.
I forgot how that went. How'd that go?
I forgot.
So let me also say, your ads sound fucking phenomenal, bro.
Do they?
Oh, bro. I was listening to, cause I was actually like I put my little like Bluetooth speaker right next to my bed, and I was laying down listening to y'all, whatever. And then you hit your ad, and I was like, who is this? Like, bro, you hit it, bro. You sound so like it's like a professional radio, like the ones that do the actual commercials. You know what I'm saying? It sounds hella official, bro.
Thank you, man. You know, voiceover work get me there, dude. This podcast is brought to you by Apple, baby.
Yeah, man, that shit was nice, bro. That shit was good. So
I always try to bring like personal
props.
experience. I was like, have you ever waken up and then your laptop never worked before? Well, that's probably because you have something that's not an Apple. You've been on a Mac OS for a very long time. Where have you been?
Yeah, bro. It's really like that, bro. It's just
That's the way to
like,
go about it too. Yeah.
it's
You know what I'm
nice.
saying? Working on those ad dollars. By the way, Hooters, if you need a sponsor, hit me up. Hi, it's your boy. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.